got a question here from Saving History. At what point in history has an explosion ever created anything? It destroys. It doesn't make planets.
That's a great point, actually.
Yeah,
that is a great point. And it goes back to the dinosaurs, and we're to believe that an asteroid hit and then wiped everything out, right? Mm-hmm. But when we find, or at least you find in your studies, right, dinosaurs, we find them in pockets all around the world, and it had to have been because of at least this flood event. Right, I mean that's the only way that it could happen. If it was hit by an explosion or left just to die, they go away. There wouldn't be fossils, right?
Well, I mean, when creatures die today, let's say there's a local flood and and an old cow is down by the stream and looks up and says, here comes right. a wall of mud and it overtakes the cow. And so this happens periodically, even today. Mm-hmm. So we have these, but they're always constricted to river channels, but they never make fossils today. So something different happened in the past.
They don't make fossils anymore?
No.
Huh.
That's
God dang it.
I know.
That's strange.
Yeah,
isn't it?
I mean, is. Even in the seafloor. When a creature dies, it gets scavenged, and what doesn't get scavenged rots. And so the whole carcass gets recycled within a matter of months. Even whales don't take any more than a few years. A 90-foot whale, and there's creatures that God designed to scavenge bones, and they're all throughout the ocean. So, but that did not happen to many, many, many bones in the distant past. And something preserved them and kept them from getting scavenged, and even from totally rotting. They're all partly rotted, of course. So when I look at that feature that you just mentioned there, I'm thinking to myself, something happened different in the past, and whatever it was worldwide, because as you said,
right,
we have these dinosaur fossils on every continent,
and they're on every continent, and they're in pockets, right? I mean, when you find, like, you don't just run across one little piece of sojourn and say, oh, hey, here we are. I mean, there's hundreds or thousands of them.
We can call them death assemblages, and it looks like some watery. It looks like water, washed these carcasses into like a low spot or something. Right. So even my secular colleagues say that it was water, but they call upon multiple local floods. That happened over eons. But they have to say that in order to fit the data into their timeline.
And the flood would have been created from the explosion or the impact on the earth, right?
The local flood that they talk about, yeah. So, and that's a way to think about it. But I've rejected that view in favor of the worldwide flood view, because we find these death assemblages, we find these particular fossils in the same layer, and the layer that it's in extends for hundreds of square miles. So there's a death assemblage here, and maybe 10 miles over there's another one, or maybe 1 mile in a different direction. There's another pocket, like as you say, but they're all connected in the same sedimentary layer, and that layer can go across half a continent. That doesn't happen anywhere today. But it happened everywhere in the past. And what does the Bible say about the flood? It happened everywhere in the past.
The past.
I think
it's amazing how they fight against that, though. The secular science community, they will not accept that there was ever a Noah's flood event. They say it's impossible for that kind of water to have occurred, the planet-wide. And then they don't believe that Noah's Ark could have fit, two of each kind.
Right, the continents shifted over a period of 100 million years or 400 million years or however long they decide at who's ever asking or telling us. But that particular flood event with Noah happened in a year or a God year?
A year, right? Mm-hmm. And it was one horrendous year, and it was about 4,400 years ago. And that's what the Bible teaches. And so,
Okay, so we're
are we
not
gonna-
7,000 years old, right?
Well, Noah wasn't the first.
Right, Noah
but-
wasn't the first.
Yeah, he's down the line a
So
little
how?
bit.
I mean, you never did answer how old we were. By the way, I never did answer that.
I said 6, but I was
Yeah.
Yeah, but you would be the authority on that,
yeah.
Jeffy, since you were there.
Right. We should carbon date him. See
High
that we're
toucher.
We have more fossils in the room than I thought.
I'm glad you stopped by today, Doc. It's good to have you here.